Yo, what's going on, everybody? It is Straight Outta Boston here, and today I'm back for episode number 20 of my Brooklyn Nets My GM series here on NBA 2K16, or My League series here is what I meant to say. And anyway, today we're back taking on the Sacramento Kings, the new look Sacramento Kings, led by Blake Griffin, who signed there in the offseason. Now, he was somebody we would have targeted had we had a little bit more cap space in a free agency, but we did not have the proper amount of cap space to offer him a max contract, so he went to Sacramento instead, and he has helped this Kings team stay pretty competitive. I'll show off the Western Conference standings at some point in this video. It popped up in the middle of the game, so I have that clip in there. But Sacramento, I believe, is second or third in the West right now. The West is a little bit topsy-turvy. I think Denver's leading the way, but some, kind of interesting teams at the top. Sacramento, Denver, some others, but anyway, there's Jaylen Brown, one of the reasons why this Kings team is so improved. He was their top draft pick in the 2015 draft. And he looked like a nice little player in this game. He is pretty good at going to the rim, has a little bit of a shot from the outside, kind of, is what I like from a wing. And so, had I known what he would have turned into, maybe I would have targeted him a little bit more in the draft. But, of course, we didn't even pick in the first round in that draft. We dealt out of it and got Derek Favors instead. Speaking of Derek Favors, he's there for the two-handed slam, right over DeMarcus Cousins, who could not quite get back in transition right there. Then here we go, Barnes in the corner, gives it down low to Chris Middleton, back to Favors, top of the key, pumps once, then fires away and knocks it down. So Favors having a nice start to this game, but here is that man, Jaylen Brown, again pulling up. That's going to be no good, but no one is there to box out DeMarcus Cousins, and he is deadly on the offensive boards. He's got his first field goal of the night. Now here we go on the break. It's Lonzo Ball in, lobbing it up to Harrison Barnes, whose dunk almost doesn't go in, but he does rattle at home there. And so we're only down by 2 now. Ball looking for the screen here from his man Mike Scott. Gets it back to Scott behind the line for 3. He knocks it down, and Brooklyn's back on top 16-15 now. Here is Avery Bradley. This Kings team doesn't have just Blake Griffin as its only new piece. They've got a ton of new pieces as well. A couple Celtics, Avery Bradley and Jay Crowder. Cauley-Stein is a little bit better. Obviously, he's developed a little bit over the last couple of years. Now, their backcourt is still pretty weak. They still have Darren Collison as their starting point guard. They moved on from Rondo after the one season and brought Collison back as the starter. And then they have James Anderson starting at the 2. So they definitely could use another wing, but they do have Tristan Thompson coming off the bench. I think he might have been hurt this game, but he is on their roster. And so they obviously have sort of an excess depth in the front court, and they could certainly move some of that and pick up a guard or a shooter or something that would fit this team a little bit better than a Tristan Thompson might, because I imagine in crunch time you would want to be playing Cousins and Griffin at the same time, although defensively I'm not sure how that lineup would work out, but I'm not really sure Thompson would improve that lineup defensively too much. Cauley-Stein would, though, as he'd be a good third big man in this little rotation they've got going here. But here's Collison with the ball, finds Cauley-Stein at the top of the key, and then he just drives right in and really showed an improved offensive game. That's probably the biggest knock on him coming out of college, is that he really can't do much offensively. And he wasn't asked to at Kentucky, and he probably wouldn't be asked to early on in his NBA career. But that is sort of the knock on him. That's why he wasn't really projected to go until the late lottery. Of course, the Kings picked him at number 6, but that's because the Kings are the Kings. They're the standings. Sacramento in third place, 2.5 back at Denver. But you can see some surprise teams up there: Minnesota, Portland, Phoenix in the playoff mix. So kind of a topsy-turvy Western Conference. Here's Collison, just pulls up from 3 right there, coming off the screen, knocks it down. So this is where the game sort of stumbled for us. Our offense went through a couple prolonged droughts in this game. This was one of them. You can see can't get Bledsoe's jumper to go in, that Favors gets blocked, and it goes off of his leg. And then here we go, Grayson Allen to the hoop. He can't finish strong, so nothing going on offense now. This time we're going to go on the break. Bledsoe looking for Grayson Allen, and this time Allen is going to go to the flush as he will slam it with one hand, and we will get back on the board. 35-28 now. Here is Jaylen Brown giving it down low to Avery Bradley, and 1. Derek Favors with the foul, and Bradley who converts, and now it's 40-30, a 10-point lead for Sacramento. Here, Lonzo Ball trying to get something going with McCullough, and this was a nice little game from Chris McCullough. He showed something. He has not gotten a lot of playing time, not nearly as much as I expected. Of course, when I got rid of Thomas Robinson, I thought McCullough would take most of his minutes. Now, as you can see, Bazemore gets blocked in the break. Mike Scott has taken a lot of his minutes, and McCullough has not been left out of the rotation completely, but has sort of seen a little bit less playing time than I had expected coming into the year. But he's a nice little player, and I do want to get him some more playing time. He can do sort of what I want out of that 4th or 5th big man spot, where he just sort of rebounds. You can hit some jumpers, spread the floor a little bit. Is nice and athletic. You're going to see a nice alley-oop dunk on his part later on in the episode. But check this out. Bryce Cotton fading away from 3 at the end of the half. This really depressed me going into the half right there. It was like played perfect defense, and still he knocks it down. So Sacramento's up 12 here at the break. They have played a nice little game here in the first half, and a big problem for us has been the turnovers. 14 turnovers. That is just unacceptable. We sort of, like I said, our offense just didn't have it this first half. I mean, and usually, 14 and 27 is not too bad, but we usually shoot a little more than 50%. I know that's, what, 51, 52%. We're usually up in the upper 50s to lower 60s, to be honest. Just kind of the way I play 2K. I always go for the high. I usually find high, high quality shot attempts. It's usually just the turnovers that sort of balance out that efficiency, that hyper efficiency, so to say. But we really weren't efficient in any sense of the word on offense here in the first half. Barnes, though, with a nice slam to the rim right there. Now it's a 10-point game. Collison finds Jalen Brown in the corner. That shot is good. So Sacramento, excuse me. Back up by 13. Bazemore looking down low to Lopez. His jumper is good. Not the jumper, excuse me, the hook shot. He just got good position right there. And was able to finish with the nice, strong touch. Here's Jamal Anderson, though, with the ball. James Anderson pulls up from 3 and knocks that down. That is a deadly shot from behind the line. Sacramento had a lot of threes this game. That is really where they went on their third quarter run. You can see another 3 right there. They go up by 17 now. Now it's 19, 65 to 46. That 3's no good. Favors is there, though. Gets the one-handed slam on the offensive boards. Ends the 2.5-minute scoring drought from the Brooklyn Nets. Now here's Blake Griffin going to the basket. That is no good. Rebounded by Grayson Allen. Gets it out to Bledsoe. Now he's looking for his man Bazemore on the break. Two-handed slam rising up over the Sacramento Kings right there. As the Kings also rocking the throwback uniforms. I love these Kings units. I wish I would wear these more often, so I just had to rock them in this episode. I was hoping to rock the Christmas Day jerseys because I heard that they added Christmas jerseys for all 30 teams in the 2K, even though all 30 teams are not playing on Christmas. And so I want to do an episode with the Christmas jerseys because the Christmas jerseys this year are great. Much better than the ones they've done in the previous years, especially they went away from the sleeved look, which was nice. Although I don't really mind the sleeves as much, but I know a lot of people do. Anyway, we played pretty lousy in that third quarter, only put up 18 points, and just like that, we were down 70 to 54 going in, or 75 to 54, excuse me, even worse, heading into the fourth and final quarter of play. Now here we go, Collison with the ball looking for Jalen Brown behind the line, and you know that's cash. That is just the kind of night it was for Sacramento. Brown, like I said, really impressed by that guy. He is definitely going to be a piece for the future. I mean, Sacramento's got a nice little group here. They just need to find a couple guards, and I think they'd really be set. I mean, I like Brown at the small forward. I like Cauley Stein as the third big on this team because they're going to need to use him if they want to go offense, defense at the end of the game. So they're just going to need to use him to sort of balance out the lack of defense that you get out of Cousins and Griffin. But they just need to find some guards. I mean, Collison and Anderson probably wouldn't be too bad off the bench, I would think, but I really wouldn't want those guys starting if I was truly a title contender. But either way, that's just me. Anyway, another nice jumper from McCullough. Like I said, he had a nice little game. I think he finished with 6 or 7 points, something like that. Here's Jalen Brown going to the bucket. Contact layup is good over Brook Lopez. Another nice play by Jalen Brown, like I said. Really, really impressed by that guy. And then here we go, nice pick and roll. Somehow that pass got by Cousins. Lopez gets it down low, one-handed slam. So we got the lead down now to 26. It's 92 to 66. This game is a massive blowout, but there we go, nice little layup to put the Kings back up by 28. Now here is that's gonna be a nice block by Lopez. He gets his own rebound up to McCullough to Bazemore. This was good ball movement right here. Back to McCullough on the lob. So I liked that little play there. I mean, I still like this team. I know this game was not really our best, and I just think I played pretty horribly in this, so I'll take a lot of the blame. But I still like the way I still like sort of the mix we have on this team. I think the players fit pretty well together. I think a lot of their skill sets complement each other pretty nicely, and more so with the first unit than the second unit. I think the second unit there's still a little bit of sorting out to do, but there have been a lot of guys that have played better than I expected them to. Especially a guy like Kent Bazemore has. I just sort of signed him because he was one of the only available guards that I had any interest in at the end of free agency, and he's come in and been a really effective player. Now, he didn't play well tonight. He had 6 turnovers, I think, but all in all, if you look at in the grand scheme of things, I still think he's playing pretty well. I think Allen is playing pretty well. He knocks down the 3 right there. So I think our bench is coming together a little bit, and I think our starting 5 is still a pretty solid unit, but like I said, I know we didn't play well today, and so it's definitely a step back in terms of our progression as a team. But either way, so Sacramento comes out with the victory. They win by the whopping margin of 31 points, or 30 is 31, or 29 points, excuse me. 108 to 79 is the final score. You can see they shot 24 more field goals than us. That was a result of us having 19 more turnovers than them. And you can see the final box score. Our leading scorer had 14 points. That is not good. But we spread the minutes out pretty nicely tonight. No one played more than 25 minutes, which is something I kind of like to do with this team. We definitely have, I wouldn't say our roster is too top heavy. I do want to play our first unit a little bit more than 25 minutes tonight, but still I like seeing the nice, or I like spreading the wealth, so to say. But anyway, that's going to do it. Hope you guys enjoy. Thanks for watching, and enjoy the 2K postgame show.
Hey y'all, Ernie Johnson here along with Kenny Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. Welcome back for the presentation of our Jordan Player of the Game. DeMarcus Cousins. He had an outstanding fourth quarter where he really shined, pouring it on heavy down the stretch. Kenny, what did you think?
His field goal percentage was excellent, up over 60%. This was a player in total control of his game. He didn't try to do too much. He didn't get reckless, just took what the defense gave him.
The thing I like most about Cousins is the passion he plays the game with. Maybe he rubs some people the wrong way, but I don't want my big man smiling all the time. I want my big man to be mean.
And that brings us to the end of our broadcast for this evening. For Kenny Smith, Shaquille O'Neal, Kevin Harlan, and our illustrious 2K Sports crew, this is Ernie Johnson saying good night, and we'll see you again soon, but not soon enough.